Hello and welcome back to another Total War Warhammer replay. In this replay, I'm playing TombKings versus Wood Elves. It's quite funny actually. I was playing on this map the other day, TombKings versus Wood Elves as well, and the Wood Elf player went right over here in this tiny little fucking corner here and corner camped. I fucking molested that kid though with this exact same comp, so don't corner camp kids. So basically, as for my build. This is pretty much my anti-Wood Elf build. I mean, you can, it's just, I find it works very good against Wood Elf. So in the front line, I've got Tomb Guard and one Skeleton Wars, four Tomb Guard and then one Skeleton Wars. So basically, Tomb Guard are just so good in this matchup. They have shields, so of course if they spam, archers, you're going to basically have a shield against them and you can just charge them down with Tomb Guard. They're basically, the shields are going to be really cost efficient, of course, when taking all the archer fire. They're also anti-infantry, so the thing is, these guys can beat pretty much most high elf, not high elf, what am I saying, Wood Elf infantry. So, things like Dryads are the only thing that can really put a bit of a dent in these guys, but TombKings will still win, not TombKings, Tomb Guard will still win that matchup, which is really nice. So, yeah, Tomb Guard are just a really strong pick in this matchup. As for my Lord, I've got Cetra, the Imperishable. He's actually on a horse. I thought I put him on a horse, but to be fair, actually not putting on a horse in this matchup actually worked in my favour. So, yeah, he's just there with his nice little halberd, I guess you could call that. And basically, I've given him the Invocation of Cursed Blades. I've given him the Invocation of Skull Storm, of course. And I've given him the Invocation of Protection. Some really good spells there. But, yeah, they do the job. I've also got a Tomb Prince. He's actually on his little steed over here. Man, that looks so cool. But basically, of course, he's got the Guardian ability, so that physical resistance is going to be really nice for my Lord. He's also got the Cursed of Djaf, which, of course, is only good when, of course, he's below 50 HP. But he's also got the Blade of Setep, which is really good against, well, any unit, pretty much. Minus that armor and physical resistance is very, very nice. But, yeah, so basically, those are my two Lords and Heroes. Over here, I've got some Nekahara Horsemen. These guys are also really good against Wood Elves because they have shields, they're anti-infantry, and they can just pretty much chase down, any sort of Wood Elf unit. But of course, I actually, with the which one is it? The Invocation of Cursed Blades. If you overcast it, these guys of course get anti-large, so they can put up a decent fight against cavalry as well. But as for my main sort of brunt in the army, I've got the King Nagesh's Scorpion Legion here, defending the Chosen of the Gods and a Bone Giant. Bone Giants I find in this matchup are really, really good. They're very good at getting rid of cav, shooting down, high-value targets. If Orion comes, you can do a lot amount of damage to Orion, so they're really, really good. And then Chosen of the Gods, of course, very good at taking out cavalry. And lastly here, we've got a Skeleton Chariot, anti-infantry, always very nice. So that's my opponent's build here, hiding in the woods. For his Lord, he has got a Glade Lord. Glade Lords, of course, are very, very good, especially if you have a lot of, Glade Guard, Glade Guard, actually, yeah, but it's the only Way Watchers, so yeah, Deepwood Scouts, so when you have a lot of Archfire, these guys are really good, simply because they have the Prey of Anfana Raymer. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But yeah, Mystical Resistance and Cannot Move. Very, very, very powerful. But basically in his front line, he's got some Eternal Guards with shields, just the anti-large. He's also got some War Dancers here, which are, good at taking out constructs. They'll be very good at that. In the front line, though, he has got mainly Dryads. Hasn't really got any other anti-infantry, units here. Just damage dealer here. He's also got a Branch Wraith, of course. I think he's just got Earthblood. And yeah, he had Penundral Pendulum as well, which is also a very nice move. One of those can literally one-shot an entire Tomb King front line. So it's important to keep your things staggered. There's a Bone Giant arrow going off there. But yeah, he's got some Glade Guard and yeah, pretty Deepwood Scouts. And then lastly on the side here, he has got some Way Watchers, so some very, 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 very high elite archers here. And he's also got some... He's actually got the Regiment of Renown here, the Wild Hunters of Kernunus, with their Guardian ability, and they've got physical resistance, not physical resistance, what am I saying? I mean psychology. But yeah, let's get right into this replay. So, first thing I noticed is I was trying to get my chariots in here, but he does use the Prey of Ampharema on my chariots, and I was like, fuck, this is such a high value unit. If this thing goes really quickly, oh, there's one chariot there, mate. There's one chariot not giving a fuck over here, but basically he is starting to shoot these chariots. I do use the Invocation of Protection, trying to keep them alive, and he does get his Eternal Guard onto there. So I do believe I pulled them out here because I, of course, not an ideal fight. They were taking a lot of damage very early on, and Eternal Guard, of course, have anti-large. So the frontline engagement is about to happen here. Tomb Guard are fighting against Dryads, which is a very interesting fight up. This is quite even. I think Tomb Guard are going to win that matchup, but, it's very sort of equal, I'd say. Cetra is just chilling around and buffing up what units I need to, but all this time, my Bone Giant has been shooting on the Glade Lord, and the Glade Lord's already down to half HP. He's got to respect the Bone Giant. I'm not, you see, the thing is, I thought, okay, if he brings a Glade Lord, he's going to be able to snipe my Lord. So I thought, fuck you, the Bone Giant here is to keep that distance, because, you know, Bone Giants have, what, a 350 range? And that's more than any Glade Lord has. So a Bone Giant's a really nice pick. The Chosen of the Gods are also trying to shoot in at the Glade Lord, but I do believe I start making them shoot at these Dryads here because there's quite a big blob here. But Tomb Guard are holding really well. These Skeleton Warriors, though, are getting absolutely molested, but that's understandable. But Tomb Guard are winning here. Tomb Guard are winning here as well, and on my left flank as well, so that's going really nice. He does bring his Glade Lord near to try and obviously juke round. I understand what he was trying to do. He was trying to sort of juke round here and sort of, you know, make it sure that they don't get engaged. But over here, we do get a very nice catch. So he has got the Wild Riders over here, but, you know, the Nekahara Horsemen are faster. And I have got the Tomb Prince coming in with their anti-large, so we are catching a lovely amount of these units, and they are forced to fight here. Of course, the Tomb Prince is coming in with that bonus large, so that's really nice. We are going to actually win that engagement. Tomb Guard are still holding in that front line, but he has got his Glade Guard coming in. His Way Watchers on the side there doing a lot of damage. But, you know, his Lord should not just be sitting there. You know, a Bone Giant does some serious damage. Even if it misses, it still lowers that leadership and does a lot. And, you know, you also Vigor. But yeah, the Chosen of the Gods are now shooting in, and the Glade Lord just needs to get out there. Just needs to absolutely respect the Bone Giant and the Chosen of the Gods. He does start shooting in with his Deepwood Scouts, his Way Watchers, and his Glade Guard into my Chosen of the Gods. I do dodge a lovely Penundral Pendulum here, just about to, you know, scratch my Scorpion Legion, which is very good for me. But, you know, we have got another engagement here. The Nekahara Horsemen are still fighting the Wild Riders, but I do use Blade of Setep on them, and I do believe that Cetra gives them a buff here. Let's see. I do believe I use... Yeah, here we go. So Cetra, I use an Overcasted Invocation of Curse, and it gives that bonus versus large. So now these guys have 16 plus bonus versus large, which is actually really good for taking out these Wild Riders. So they're actually going to win that matchup now, which is really good for me. His Glade Lord is still shooting in using his... oh, what's that ability that they have? They always have these abilities. The Arrow of Kernus. But unfortunately, you know, the Glade Lord's basically almost dead here. He should have ran. But no, he didn't. He kept fighting, and that was really poor by my opponent. He should have pulled out the Glade Lord and just let everything else fight. Cetra over here is fighting in. I have used an Invocation of Protection because I used the Blessed Blade of Petra as well. But yeah, so you know, we're tanking in here. We're actually doing all right. We're taking up some Dryads and some War Dancers. He does come in with the Wild Riders, but you know, that was a pretty bad move because I have got the King of the Scorpion Legion here, of course, and they're going to deal a lot of damage to Wild Riders. I do, of course, have the Tomb Prince coming in. He does use an Earthblood here, trying to keep everything alive, which is actually very good for him. I mean, you know, using an Earthblood is alright. Over here, though, Tomb Guard do win over here. Some Tomb Guard are still fighting against all these Dryads, but there's like 2 Dryads here, so they weren't going to win that one. And these other Tomb Guard here are just, you know, beating down some Eternal Guards, sort of surviving very littly. But balance power is in my favour. The Chosen of the Gods, though, are taking some serious damage from the Way Watchers, and they're not long for this world, because, you know, they're decent, but they have 90 armour, but... I mean, Way Watchers just do so much missile damage, so, yeah, as you can see, they're sort of falling over and shattering, so, that's not too great. Bone Giant, though, is on full health, just been sniping. I think I do switch targets here, yeah. The Bone Giant does start shooting at the Branch Wraith, because I wanted to get rid of this guy very, very quickly, because that's basically his second life lord. The Glade Lord does completely rout off, which is brilliant for me, but, of course, you know, he's quite a small target, though, so it's not easy to hit. Over here, though, we do have some Tomb Guard coming back to get rid of these Eternal Guard. I wanted to get rid of them as quickly as possible. I do use the Nekahara Horseman. What I do is I sort of circle around here and try to get in the back of his Deepwood Scouts and Eternal Guard. What, is it Glade Guard? Sorry, Glade Guard here. So that was my main sort of plan here. But Cetra tanking all this, you know, War Dancers here. I've got these King Legacy Scorpions just pulling out because I don't really want them fighting in there. Just fighting against chaff. It's not really an ideal fight for me. The Tomb Prince is fighting against these Dryads as well. He's anti-large, but he's going to be actually alright fighting them. The Bone Giant has only got 2 more ammunition. He does bring in the Branch Wraith. Do miss another shot, which is very, very unfortunate. But, as I say, you know, pretty much we've got to we've got 4 Realms of Souls here, tier 3, so everything's going to be getting a decent amount of regen, which is very nice. I don't summon the Instability just yet, because I wanted to have them in my pocket, you know, as my little trump card if I need them. Wild Riders do rout off, which is very good for me. And the Branch Wraith is fighting here. The Branch Wraith will actually do a lot of damage to the Scorpion Legion, because he is a damage dealer. But, of course, he is about to rout from the Bone Giant shooting in. But the Bone Giant is out of ammunition. Oh, no, he's still got 1 ammunition. So the Bone Giant still does have some ammunition. I think I still was I can't tell if I was shooting at the branch wraith or the Wave Watchers. The Wave Watchers are coming in now, but yeah, so it's actually going not too bad for me. I have got one unit of Tomb Guard here with full health, which is really good for me. These vibe very well. I do try to charge in here with my Nekahara's Horsemen here, but, you know, Glade Guard and Wave Watchers and Deepwood Scouts are very, very fast, so I do pull them back because I didn't want to sort of go in there with Dryads all over the place, so I just hold them back and have them in reserve to when I need them. Cetra is taking some damage though from these Dryads, but Cetra's a very, you know, beefy lord, you know, he isn't a pushover. He has got 80 armor, but, you know, he is anti-lush. Another Pedungal Pendulum just missing here, very close, very close. That could have wiped out that entire Tomb Guard unit, which was very, very lucky for me. I mean, in my opinion, he should have waited till I was in combat and then used it. That would have been much, much smarter. But the Bone Giant is pissed. He's coming in now with that giant arrow, and he's, oh, not arrow, giant bow, and he's going to start clubbing some shit around, so that's very, very good for me. The Branch Wraith is still in here tanking, providing that leadership to all these nearby units, which is very, very good. Tomb Guard are going to fight a lot of this off, which is very, very good for me. And Cetra is taking some serious damage though. But the Ashabati do get popped here. Of course, and everything does start to rout here. I mean, pretty much as soon as the Ashabati come in, these guys are anti-infantry, they're armor piercing, and they're going to clean up anything here. They're going to do a lot of damage. The Bone Giant clubbing this Branch Wraith to basically, you know, next year, doing some serious nice damage. Bone Giants don't do much damage, but they do have 440 weapon strength, so, you know, they're not bad. Cetra here, you know, doing really well, sort of, you know, defending off some Wave Watchers, and my Tomb Princess for giving that Guardian ability here. His Deepwood Scouts are shooting in, but unfortunately they are about to rout here, and everything does rout, so very well played to my opponent. I do love that you actually fought me, unlike the last Wood Elf player that I played with TombKings, who just camped in that fucking corner. But I liked what he was going for. I mean, the thing is, if I'd taken Scorpions maybe, or any Necro Sphinxes or anything like that, then his build would have been a lot better prepared. But Bone Giants are just such a good pick now, I find. They're really good against most artillery, and against Wood Elves, I feel like they're a must pick, in my opinion. Another must pick. They're just so versatile, and, you know, they really do force your opponent to come to you. So, yeah, very well played to my opponent. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.